Hello.
Should I take two? I'll take two.
No, Johnny can go.
Stand by. Johnny, you're going to kick it off, Johnny.
What's that? Can you start with a question? Because otherwise we don't know.
Okay. Here we go. Right, guys. Tell me all about your idea for your A2 Advanced Portfolio coursework production.
Okay. Basically, Morgan's got a band, so we're using his music because we have to ask for permission for that, obviously. And we're obviously doing music videos to that. And the story is basically we're going through the daily life of kind of a bit of a bum, like he's on drugs and all this kind of stuff. And so we go through his daily routine and he bumps into a girl and then we follow her routine and it's kind of like their like relationship going through that kind of thing. And then we get to the end, which is at a party, which we're going to film in a handy cam to make it kind of more lively and stuff. And then the guy gets in a fight and the girl gets angry with him and they break apart kind of thing.
Okay, and why a kind of street band? What's the sort of, well, actually, let's just go back one step. What's the genre?
It's kind of
like indie rock.
Yeah, indie rock.
Because I always thought you did drum and bass gear.
Well, I do, yeah, but it's so hard to like make a music video for that. Because if you look on YouTube, there's about 3 actually produced music videos. Like seriously, it's like nothing music video wise, professionally done for drum and bass. It's quite a difficult thing to tap into.
So okay, so it's kind of indie rock, and what is it about the lyrics that made you think of a sort of a kind of bum type character on the streets? Because it's not a, because often I think sort of music videos are supposed to be kind of quite uplifting, and yours sounds quite grim, if I may be so bold.
Well, it's almost
kind of grim. It's not a happy song. I don't think.
It's quite. I mean, it's ironic really because it's like it's quite. The matter is quite grim and the video is going to be quite grim, but the song itself is actually quite like upbeat, like the tune of it and like the beat and all that. And it's like it's got a little drum solo bit in it. And it's all just very kind of lively, and we wanted to kind of like play on that, I guess. And I mean, it's kind of the story's progressed because it was going to be about like what he was like when he was young, when he wasn't a druggie, obviously, and how he's kind of turned into this druggie and whatever. And like it's kind of got to the point now where it's literally just filming his routine as a druggie and stuff. So it's going to be quite realistic, I guess.
And in that sense, are you going to sort of shoot it in a kind of cinema verite style? I mean, Johnny alluded to the fact that some sections will be done, sort of handy cam, handheld point of view style. Is that the look and feel that you're going for with the mise en scène?
Yeah, for parts. I mean, it's going to be, we're going to try and keep like a mise en scène throughout, like even how we shoot it, like what cameras we use and stuff. And I mean, we're using Super 8, aren't we?
Yeah, and we're going to try and get some bits of film Super 8 into it as well.
Oh, brilliant. So you're actually going to use film?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Excellent. I'm very pleased to hear that. And in terms of the narrative, is there a story that, or a sense of emotion that you want your target audience to walk away feeling, having watched the music video?
I think essentially the music video is to sell the song, and so it's sort of more of a promotional thing rather than if you're watching a film you expect to feel something at the end, but this is more just to get you interested in the song if you're looking at it commercially.
It's kind of less contextual, more commercial. I guess in that, the fact that it's a music video, we're not really going for like a specific target audience with what they're seeing, it's more what they're hearing. Because I mean, the product we're advertising isn't the video, it's the song itself. So we want to kind of, just kind of interest anyone that watches it.
And who do you think the target audience would be, and how do you know?
For the music. Well, the fact that it's a teenage band, I mean, has some sort of comment on the music, like the people they're catering for and all that.
I suppose we do reflect that because we're having this sort of party scene.
Yeah.
So that sort of reflects the audience.
And where do you think, if we were doing this for real, where would your video be shown? Would it be on MTV? Would it be just, available to buy from iTunes or Amazon or somewhere else?
I mean, the way I image it, I could see it on television because I mean, it is inspired by a whole load of videos that have been on television, like songs by the Ordinary Boys and that one by Five Star.
Yeah, we've tried to make it quite commercial so that it appeals to a wide audience.
And obviously, I mean, one of the things that we're talking of sort of 5 minutes, obviously it's quite lucrative for bands if, you know, a big company like Nokia or Apple or Sony Ericsson then pick, or Toshiba or Sony, pick up that song and then use an extract from it in a commercial. Do you have any thoughts about how this might work with this song? Is that the sort of song it might be? I don't know. It doesn't sound like it'd be accompanying a washing powder advert, but I just wonder whether, you know, it might be something, you know, with a Nike advert for streetwear, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite. I would call it quite a versatile song.
It's still kind of sort of shoebox recording as well. It's not really properly mixed and stuff, but it's good enough to use.
And are you going to leave it? Because I know obviously you could run it through Logic here and tidy it up. Are you going to leave it deliberately sort of rough and ready?
Yeah, I think if we leave it the way it's been recorded, the whole filming it with a film camera and just kind of the handy cam and all the kind of grittiness of the production of the video will kind of match the kind of lo-fi of the recording. And I don't know, we just thought we want to keep it all very kind of like, we want to keep everything neat on set, so the way we shoot it, what's in the video, the sound, everything kind of linking. So yeah.
Great.
We keep it that way.
Any questions? Ali, you've got one?
How are you going to transform the film into the digital? Like, how are you going to work
get it digitalised when you get the film developed. You can get it on a DVD.
on CD?
Yeah.
And then you can put it onto Final Cut Express?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Nice.
Sounds good, doesn't it? I mean, it's actually, I think that's the first time
It'll
I've
cost
had.
us a bit extra.
Yeah. I was going to say, I mean, it's quite interesting from a kind of institutional point of view in terms of production costs. It's a good point that Ali's raised there. Do you know how much it's going to cost you at the moment?
Yeah.
60 quid to get it on there.
For how many minutes?
Like 4.
Yeah, so £60 for 4 minutes.
What?
To get Super 8 film transferred into a digital video format, and obviously you'd need to have the film process.
Will that be compatible with the HD setting for the Final Cut Express?
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's a video file,
Yeah.
you can run it through.
I think just make sure, ask them for a QuickTime file at the highest resolution. But I think that sounds really good, and it's quite. How did you get into doing the Super 8? I'm guessing that's you, Morgan. Yeah.
I bought a Super 8 and I've been playing around with it, so I thought might as well use it in the media studies.
Well,
Brilliant.
Is that your still camera, or have you actually got a video camera?
It's a little Super 8 camera, it's like that big.
It does
What is
video.
a Super 8 camera?
It's like a little cartridge of really thin film, 8mm wide. And so you put it in and
Does it take continuous stills, or is it?
That's film.
It does like.
I mean, in fact it does, but it's a film camera.
It does 18 or 24 frames per second, so you can either have it. It's quite kind of juddery, but that's the effect of it. I think that's the appeal of it.
And are you going to have stills in it, or black and white pictures that you might have in a darkroom, like actually in your production?
We're thinking maybe we could include Polaroids at some point,
Yeah.
but we're not sure about that. I mean, that's all quite superficial.
What are the locations of this?
Anywhere and everywhere, I guess.
Yeah.
We have to
Because I
sort
mean,
of,
I'm on a bus and meeting something at one point.
What about the party? Yeah, which party is it?
Party.
I think we're going to film with Jenny.
Oh yeah.
Well, that'd be good, because I'll be there, so...
Yeah, well, you know,
So will I.
We're enough.
Hopefully not.
Oh yeah.
We'll get naked for you.
No, I don't think
Right
I
in
need
the
that. I
background,
don't think
right
nudity
each other.
features really. Okay, some good questions, Flo. Any more for any more? All of them?
Great. Tom? For one?
No, I think that sounds really exciting. I shall look forward to talking to you in a couple of weeks.
Awesome.
Brilliant. Thank you, guys.